Mr. Leonard, Starsmill High School Principal.
Miss Glover, Starsmill High School Assistant Principal.
Mr. McBride, Starsmill High School Assistant Principal.
Officer Hinkle, Starsmill High School Resource Officer. Coach Troutman, Assistant Principal.
We are your Starsmill Administrators.
Little, yard sale. Starsmill art teacher.
Okay, the first topic that we have to talk about is women's rights and how the girls forget that they have less rights than the guys.
Yes, we do, especially in the matter of dress code. So what are we going to do about it?
I remember at the Macintosh versus Starsmill game, the girls had to wear shirts over their paint, whereas the guys did not have to.
This reminds me of the cult of domesticity in Seneca Falls Convention.
Me too, and it reminds me of Elizabeth Cady Stanton's reform movement for women's rights.
She had the idea of the cult of domesticity, which means that women are supposed to stay at home and be more of a mother to the kids while the husbands went out and worked.
They resolved this with the Seneca Falls Convention, organized by Elizabeth Stanton, which reacted against the discussing women's rights, saying that all women and men are created equal, especially fighting for the right to vote.
Elizabeth Stanton also wrote the Declaration of Sentiments, which is like the Declaration of Independence, but it has pro-female equality.
Do you guys remember the NWSA? It was a group established by Canton that supported women's rights. This was formed in 1869, but the 19th Amendment didn't pass until 1920.
Okay, you guys are right. Just like women shouldn't have been confined to their homes, they shouldn't have too strict of restrictions on what to wear to school.
So in conclusion, we should be less strict on dress code because obviously we've been seeing how women have been fighting for their rights for many years.
Ready?
I'm not looking.
The second matter that we have to discuss are about the school renovations this year.
We can thank Horace Mann for making the strides in education that we have today, ultimately allowing us to renovate the school. He really was the man.
Who was Horace Mann again?
He was born in Massachusetts, and he's the secretary of the Massachusetts Board of Education.
Didn't he campaign for like better teachers' pay, and expanded curriculum, and longer school terms?
Yeah, he did, and he was the leader of the public school movement, which wanted taxes to support school funds.
Before him, there were only one-room schoolhouses, poorly educated teachers, and the school year only lasted a few months. And higher education was only focused on things such as Latin and Greek, and not really particularly practical things. However, after states started requiring compulsory tax-funded education, teachers were required to go to normal schools and colleges, which taught the curriculum what they were supposed to actually be teaching.
All right, we do have a lot to thank Horace Mann for.
Yes, I'm excited for these renovations. They're going to be great.
I never know if they just stopped it.
Yeah.
Sorry we're late. Had to break up a fight in the lunchroom.
What happened?
There was that African-American girl that was being bullied by a white
Oh
boy.
my gosh, that's that actually brings me into today's discussion about what we need to talk about. It's prejudice and discrimination in the school. Even though this has been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years, it's still prevalent in today's school and at our at every grade level. So we do need to address this and figure out what we can do to stop it.
What better way than to have maybe a school-wide assembly where we reflect on the
Teachings.
the teachings of
Sojourner Truth. I was thinking her too. She was a former slave who escaped and became leading African American female advocates for women's rights and abolition. So she'd be a really great person to look up to and have the kids look up to as well.
I agree.
She got the name Sojourner because she traveled, aka sojourned, everywhere speaking the truth about slavery and anti-slavery movements, abolition,
Rights for African Americans.
And anybody know her famous speech? I'm thinking of it. Anybody know?
Ain't I a woman?
Ain't I a woman?
I remember that one.
Ohio, 1851. Argued for the rights of African Americans and females. So it wasn't just, she was cool. She did women's rights as well.
Yeah, I think the students would really get something good out of the assembly about her.
School-wide assembly, Monday morning. Go on the announcements.
All right, somebody go. I'll go. Tell. All right, guys, come in here. We have some more matters to discuss, and what a better place than to do it in the secret cellar.
Whoa, what is this?
That's wild.
This is a room that none of the students It is where we keep every ounce collective alcohol that we've gotten from students who have been drinking underage on school property. Football games, prom, homecoming, basketball games.
It's gotten out of hand.
It's gotten out of hand. And we need to enforce some stricter.
Yeah, I've had to breathalyze students at all school events, and we need stricter rules, just like the Maine Law of 1851. They basically prohibited the selling and drinking of alcohol.
And this was kind of stemmed based on a Portland employer, the mayor of Portland,
Neil Dow.
who realized the effects of alcohol on his employees. And
Yeah.
it's
The Maine Law of 1851 eventually
stemmed the
stemmed
18th
the
Amendment.
18th century amendment. So it was pretty.
18th Amendment, yeah.
It
It
was
was.
like-
It is the 19th.
Oh gosh, I meant yep.
Yep, you need to go.
Well,
to
it was actually until the 20th century.
Yeah.
We were being technical. It was the 20th century, but yeah, 18th Amendment, whatever. But yeah, the Maine Law did prohibit the sale of intoxicating liquor. So,
I mean,
which is what we
I
have.
think it's a great law.
it is a great law. I
It is a
can't
great
believe we
law.
have this here. Don't know why.
It's crazy.
I remember Neil Dow called it demon rum, which we
The
obviously.
kids do turn into demons.
But SMHS is anti-drinking.
We are anti-drinking and we are a fan of the temperance.
Just like
Society.
America.
Hey guys, it's Mr. Little. Come down to the art sale. We got some great art. It's going toward a great cause to raise some money for our students in the art society. This one is called Grass and Trees, and that is $2. This is called El Gato. It is a sculpture of a cat. Alright, but like all this kind of like brings me back to studying about the Hudson River School of Art. I mean, that was just such an amazing, like, transcendentalist, like, environment. Like, they all just went out and, like, painted bushes and, like, scenic landscapes.
Excuse me, Mr. Leonard, sir. They didn't just go out and paint bushes. They really resembled like the Hudson River and other like transcendentalist nature features by God that they thought were beautiful in the New England area. It wasn't just painting bushes.
Oh, I did skip that part in my reading of the River School.
The Hudson River School of Art, sir. I don't mean to correct you as much, but
You want one?
Mr. Leonard, Mr. Little, did you just ask me who Thoreau was?
I got no idea.
You're the art teacher.
I just sell art.
Sell art. I'm not even gonna ask, but yeah, Thoreau. He was a main inspiration to the Hudson River School of Art. He painted many paintings that I just described to you about the New England setting, beautiful, and all that. But they were also, the thing about him was he was very European inspired. Like before this time, America didn't have I'm sorry, I know I'm not the teacher, but I'm just educating you.
Oh, sorry.
Can I go on?
Yeah.
Okay. Before this time, America wasn't very, like, I don't want to say the word artsy, but they weren't very artsy. They didn't paint a lot, really, and so they kind of mixed their cultures with a blend of, like, the European influences, because, I mean, think about all do you know the European sculptures? So, yeah, the Americans kind of combined the cultures kind of came together and fused with the European styles of painting, and they ended up making beautiful paintings like this, which were very transcendentalist.
Grass and trees.
You can thank Thoreau and the Hudson River School of Art for that.